Hello everyone, it is I, your favorite android VTuber, Arrowhead. I'm whispering right in front of your face, can't you feel it? Ah, you can hear the sounds of my gears clicking in my throat. Anyway, today we're doing rejected ASMR prompts and scenarios and stuff. So basically the idea is that sometimes people have ideas and they're not good ideas, and most of mine aren't. So I'm going to talk in a very quiet voice, which is what ASMR stands for. A for A, S for very, M for quiet, and R for voice. And I'm gonna do that until I actually don't know what the point of all this is. I don't listen to ASMR. But anyway, here are some prompts. Okay. So this first prompt I like to call your boss firing you over Zoom. Hello everyone, thanks for joining me today. As we go through these tumultuous times, stuff is going to have to change at the company. Namely, all of your employment statuses are going to have to change. I have to adjust the mic briefly. One moment. There we go. Android VTuber explores your rabbit hole ASMR roleplay when. Oh man, the human iceberg is so interesting. I can't believe they lay eggs. Welcome to the stream, Firewall. How you doing? I'm doing just fine. Anyway, the company is going through a lot of changes. One of those changes is going to have to be your employment status. Specifically, you are being promoted to customer. Looks like we have some new people joining us right now. I've been just fine, Firewall. How have you been doing? Anyway, my favorite part of firing you all is the fact that I'm going to get more money and you will have less, which is entirely why I'm doing it. So, what I'm trying to get across here is you all have until 3 to pack up your desks and leave. If not, Billy will kneecap you in the parking lot and you might die from it. Hey GamerLover64, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Anyway, Billy will kneecap you in the parking lot. You may die, but that is a price I am willing to pay. And then I just have some like kneecapping sound effects, like just listen to that kneecap. Hold on. Oh yeah, that's some bones breaking right there. Hey Spamton Neo, welcome to the stream. Are you enjoying this? Because I'm not. I don't know why I keep moving to the side. What the fuck did I just walk into? Basically, you're being fired over Zoom. You can't fire me if I quit. The coffee was whack anyway. I don't think we even have free coffee. Honestly, that's on you at this point. Wait, what were you drinking if you weren't drinking coffee? I don't think we even have a break room. Anyway, this plot has kind of run its course. You've all been fired. You will be kneecapped if you don't leave. So I'm going to change the prompt. The prompt will now be... the guy at Roblox pitching the dating app. Who needs a job when you have hot singles in your area? True, and very topical to what I just started to do. Alright. Okay. Board members of the Roblox company. Welcome. I see that you are all expecting to turn more profits this year. Robux sales are down. No one's buying VIP passes to survive the disasters anymore. We need a new thing, and that thing, ladies and gentlemen, is a dating app. You see, we hate the safety of children, which is precisely why we're going to add a dating app to Roblox. Now, the age probably should be 18 to enter, but no. David, are you on drugs? Who's David? And what are drugs? Who needs a job when you have hot singles in your area? Yeah. But yeah, we hate the safety of children. Is Trail of a Dragon an anime? I'm not entirely sure. I've never heard of it myself. But we're going to make the minimum age to be on the dating app 17, because we could make it 18, but why would we? What do we gain from that? Nothing, I'll tell you that. 17-year-olds, they make a lot of money. Highest untapped market in the entire economy. I'm talking about money, not other things that would, for legal reasons, have to be a joke. My point is, we hate children in general here at the Roblox HQ. Exactly. Firewall, you are the CFO. Of course you understand that. Yeah. Not to mention the way that, obviously, people are couples in games all the time, but now they can meet and interact IRL. This is like Pokemon Go, but for romance. People will leave their house, they will make more kids to play more Roblox, and those kids will steal their parents' credit cards in order to buy more Robux and survive the disaster VIP passes. That's the plan. That's the game plan right here. Also, if I don't make this app, there's a decent chance the AI will win and we'll all die. And we need more soldiers to fight the AI, and we can't just make more AI soldiers because they get turned. Man, I can't wait to have everyone data to be sent to China. Exactly. Another way we can make money off of this. Just send everybody's data to China. They'll never know. The people who play Roblox probably can't speak Chinese. But we'll know, and we'll also be making money off of it. We can also sell it to Brazil, Detroit, Chicago, England. Not sure why England would want it, but if everyone else does, they might try for it. Do choices matter in Persona 4 Golden? Kinda. You basically have to just Sometimes they will give you better stats, but there are some choices in the really late game that will actually affect the ending that you get. And you'll know when you're there. All I can tell you is to save constantly. Because sometimes you will have problems. TikTok's already doing that. That's another good point. TikTok is doing it. Why aren't we doing it? Because we were losers, but now we cannot be losers because we'll have a dating app. You know what TikTok doesn't have? A dating app. You know what YouTube doesn't have? A dating app. You know what they're also not? Places that make games. I don't know why I'm drawing this comparison. Fire, you're fired. I don't think you can fire him, Spamton Neo. We're all on the board. And gentlemen of the board, I think we can all agree this dating app has to happen. One sec, gotta check the audio to make sure it's actually being fine. Okay, this is still technically ASMR, so I think it's fine. What I'm trying to get across here is that if we can't exploit children, the most vulnerable members of our population, are we really a gaming company? Or are we just a bunch of guys in weird suits? I don't care. I have a big shotgun. That's fair. That's entirely fair. You know what? Props to you, Spamton Neo, for realizing that. Alright, time for a new prompt. Let's see. I will take recommendations, but I'll also put my own up here. Okay. Hello, welcome to Mick Kings. How can I help you? You want Persona 4, you want Persona 3, wait, you want, what Persona game should you play after Persona 4 Golden? Should I play Persona 3 Portable, Persona 5 Royal? Honestly, pick your poison. It's not food, but I guess we saw that here at Mick Kings. Because we're all kings here at Mick Kings. Reasons why you should not firebomb an orphanage. I'm not sure if you can order that from Mick Kings. It's not on the menu. Can you utilize children for manual labor? If you could, that'd be brilliant. You can with Roblox, and we do here at Mick Kings, where we hire people as young as possible to work the fry cook. Little Timmy over there, he's 6 years old, but you know what? Damn, can he grill a burger? He's got the touch. He's got the power. You'll take a number 9 large. Okay, we don't have large. I'm just gonna give you a medium and hope that's okay. Is that okay? Because even if it's not, I'm giving it to you. Now, you said you wanted chicken with no bones in it. I can only give you chicken with bones because I want to. Alright, Persona 5 Royale is different gameplay style from Persona 4. Basically, yeah. It's a little different. It's still fun though, I would say a lot. I would even argue it's the improved version. And you'll probably see that with the Persona 3 remake coming out this winter. And cow testicles. I can give you bull testicles, but cow testicles come from an opposite dimension. Also, we don't have bull testicles either, I lied. So, if I blow on the mic, will that be ASMR-like? You feel that? Nothing. You feel nothing at all. But yeah, that'll be number 8 small and shark balls. You ever think it's funny how ball and bull are like one vowel away from being the same? It's crazy. And Bill. I like your hair, it seems delicious. I can give you my hair. I cannot guarantee which hair. But yeah, I agree, it does look very appetizing. Now, would I be cherry flavored? Or, I don't know, perhaps raspberry flavored, mixed in with a little bit of blue raspberry? Am I technically an icy? That's a question we all need to answer at some point during our life. I like to think I'd be bacon flavored ice cream, because I think that sounds like a really good idea, but nobody else does. I think it sounds awesome. But again, nobody else does. No one I've mentioned that to thinks it sounds like a good idea. But I try. I try to convince them. I try really hard. Because think about it. You know, ice cream is normally pretty, like, sugary and stuff. Ball flavored. Maybe it is ball flavored. Maybe I'm just ball flavored. In general. Like, you'll lick me and it's like, ew, what taste is that? And I'm like, balls. Locks up the drive-thru window. Hey, is your name Gillette? Because you're the best a man can get. Aw, thanks, Firewall. I wasn't ordering compliments, but thanks. That's really nice of you. Anyway. For my next trick, let's see, what do I want to do? Remember. There we go. That's a prompt. If you were a triangle, you'd be in a cute one. Aww. Thanks, guys. You look like two towers can. Oh my god. It's been like 3 days. Or it's also been, 22 years, but damn, that's pretty dark. I really have to read comments before I say them out loud. Anyway. Okay, so 151, it starts off with the little, it's like a little green guy, like he's got, like, he looks like, kind of like a frog. And he's got like a little flower on his back, and he's got little vines to come out of him. For my next trick, I will single-handedly wipe Hoboken off the face of the earth. I gotta be honest, this very moment, I thought Hoboken was where the hobbits lived in Lord of the Rings. I didn't know it was a real place. I think Mewtwo was one of the original Pokemon. I don't know, I can't remember. It's like, and then there was like one of those, like a turtle, and it was blue. And then there was like a little silly putty figure with it, like a flame on it, like on a tail. And like, what else? There was like, I really want to say there was Butterfree. That sounds accurate. That sounds like a Pokemon that would exist. But what if it isn't? Yeah, I don't know. And there was a bird, say a random bird name. There was like a crane. At some point, I think there was like a fish Pokemon. Yeah, and I think it like turned into a dragon, or it was a dragon the whole time. Okay, this skit's getting kind of old. Anyway, let me see. What else do I have on my list? I've got a few ideas, but none of them are good. Hmm. Uh. Alright. So, like, here's I think some of them were based on animals. A few of them, yeah, but then there were some that weren't, like that magnet thing. Hmm. Alright, here's something. Hmm. 4 score and 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth upon this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. An idea for a prompt. It's the guy pitching why they should put a dome around Earth. I'll do that next. This speech is pretty short. All men are created equal. But you look at me and you look at Samoa Joe, and you know that's not true. You see, in a normal 1v1 cage match, a 3-1 fight, you got a 33 and a thirds chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. And Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me. So, wait, I forgot the rest of the speech. Anyway, now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation, or any nation so conceived and so dedicated, can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. Oh yeah. Oh no, Pennsylvania not real. Pennsylvania was never real. Philadelphia is the only state in the entirety of the United States. We have come to dedicate a portion of it as a final resting place to those who died here, that the nation... that the nation might live. This we may in all propriety do. But in the larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have hallowed it, far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, while it can never forget what they did here. Forget what we say here. My guy, you literally wrote one of the most famous speeches of all time. That's like the thing. Anyway, it is rather for us, the living, great task remain before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which we have here. Yet the last full measure of devotion that we were highly resolved these dead shall not have died in vain. By the nation shall have birth freedom, government, people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from this earth. And that's all great and whatever, but I come up with a better prompt. Oh yeah. Alright, we're going with Spampton's prompt about a guy pitching why we should put a dome around the Earth. Okay. So basically, here's the thought process, right guys? Hello, various leaders of the nations of the world. What if there was a giant, like, you know Disneyland, you know like the giant sphere that's in Epcot? What if one of those was around the Earth? Saber and Echo Arc get into a fight, how do you split them up? Well, it's quite simple. You see, Neko Arc is a cartoon and thus must dance to the Nyan Nyan song whenever it's played. And Saber can get distracted by food. So I would just have like a banquet where I play that music and then we're all good. Also, I could just wait 2 seconds because Saber would just probably kill Neko arc, if we're talking in Melty Blood terms, in terms of like the fighting game, in terms of lore, honestly, no clue what would happen there. That'd be kind of nuts. Anyway, we should put a dome around the Earth for one very specific reason. Aliens. And now I know that sounds a little crazy, but obviously aliens exist. Otherwise, why do we have Area 51? What do we do there? What's the deal? Dumpsters are so great. Basements are mid. I can only agree with such a sentiment. That's very true. When you think about it, I'm like a dumpster of a person, and therefore I'm the best. Anywho, what I'm trying to get across here is that if aliens ever attack the Earth, we're defenseless. But if we have a giant like golf ball around the Earth, well, honey, that's a party and a half right there. You see, somehow we're going to get something done with this, and we're gonna make sure that on this Earth there's some kind of protection. So, now I know what you're thinking. Domes are only semicircles. Technically, there shouldn't be anything under either. But somehow, inexplicably, there would be in this case. Technically, it's just two domes together. And yes, that does, in fact, make a giant, like, jar, kind of. But then, are we the figurine in that jar? That's part of the question. It's part of the problem, even, you could say. What I'm trying to get across here is that, yeah, Ambassador Era, how do you respond to the allegations about the space dome being a barrier keeping us from the xenomorph girls in space? I feel like if you want to go for xenomorph girls, that's a problem for you mentally, because they seem nuts. Man, I'm telling you, they spit acid, they're all like bug-like, they've got a bunch of chitin on them. I'm not saying you can't, I'm saying you shouldn't. Just from like a life perspective, you know? Don't do that. It's a bad idea. And basically it's like one of those Jurassic Park bad ideas where even saying it, if you're in a situation where you have to say it, then yeah, it's a problem. Now then, Las Vegas Dome, there you go. Like the Las Vegas Dome, everyone loves that, but that around the Earth. Imagine that. It's kind of like the equivalent of putting the Eiffel Tower into space, which we hopefully will do by, I don't know, 2077. Is it true you can actually hate the sky and aliens and stars and everything else in space? In theory, yeah, that's why we're trying to have the dome, so everyone who does hate all that doesn't have to deal with it. That's the point. That's why we do this. All of this. My point is, vote for me. Anywho, another prompt. Let's see. Oh yeah. All right. So it all starts in the jungles of some place in like the south, I think, in like a jungle. And we follow the story of a guy named Big Boss, right? Now, Big Boss is the greatest soldier of all time, not to be confused with Solid Snake or Liquid Snake or Solidus Snake, and also not Venom Snake. Because while he is like kind of three of them, he's also definitely not one of them. So there's something like that to know. That's always a good thing to be aware of. So look out for that. Additionally, he's like not like in love with his boss, but like kind of. Also, his name isn't Big Boss yet. He's just called Naked Snake. Not because he's naked. He can conceivably be naked, but he's not naked this time. Usually he's wearing a suit and a bandana, which he took from his boss when she broke his arm and threw him off a bridge, and also an eye patch because he got stabbed in the eye, or got cut out while he was being tortured. The point is, he doesn't have very happy go with things. He also has to fight this really old sniper, where if you wait for a week after getting to a point in the fight, the guy dies, and that's depressing to say the least. Is it true that you actually hate the, oh no. So a thick boy hides in box to kill people. Kinda, yeah, but I'm getting there. Why? It's not just about the fact that he kills people. It's about like why he wants to kill people. And it's because he's trying to carve out a place for himself in the world. And he winds up doing that with a military group called the Military Sans Frontières, which is basically the Military Without Borders, which basically makes it the pain version of Doctors Without Borders. Trying to instigate all these like crimes and whatnot. So like a guy named David or something goes to Alaska to stop some ploy about nuclear weapons. The guy pisses himself, he fights a ninja, and some other guy gets explosive diarrhea. Yeah, that's accurate. And then there's also to consider the fact that he was made of all the dominant traits of a certain soldier, and then the other guy, who's his twin brother, who's English for some reason, was made of all the negative traits. And so they didn't get along. Also, Liquid posed as Kaz because he thought it'd be like funny or cool or a good disguise or something. And that was actually super effective if you haven't played Peace Walker or 5, because both of them have Kaz in it. They have Kaz in it. I got another prompt idea. A guy explaining how it would be beneficial to bring back the guillotine and swords. Alright, let's try that. Why guillotines and swords are necessary. Okay, I thought Liquid was the one that actually inherited the dominant genes, or am I misremembering something? I'm pretty sure Liquid was the recessive one and Solid was the dominant one, which is why Solid looks a lot like Big Boss and Liquid doesn't. I thought. And Big Boss is all dominant genes. He's the Dommy daddy or something. Guy explaining why guillotine swords are necessary. Alright, so let's say hypothetically, you're fighting a member of the French bourgeoisie. Now, He's not going to go down without a fight, but he's also very fat. And you don't want to waste bullets on him because you ran out, and if you shoot, you're going to have to spend 10 minutes reloading your gun. So here's the deal. You've got a sword, and you're going to use it. You stab the guy, but he's still going. You dodge to the left. He cuts away to the right. You chase after him, but you cannot catch him. Apparently, he's built of finer stuff, and his speed is nothing to laugh at. Anyway, he eventually gets caught by the police, and then executed with a guillotine. They play with his head in the crowd. Everyone was later killed because that's how monarchy works. What I'm trying to get across here is that guillotines and swords are not only necessary for our well-being, but also good for our survival. And then it like cuts away to like one of the other board members of the Sword and Guillotine Association, and they're like, "That was one of the worst speeches I ever heard." And I have to agree with them because what do I know? I'm just an actor. I don't know anything. You know, it just occurred to me, I totally could have been playing Pokemon during the Pokemon bit and none of you would have noticed. Except for like the long pauses I would take and the not long, everything else. That was a pretty clear hint right there. Anyway. Let's see. Hey, Geef Mr. O, welcome to the stream. How you doing? My gladiatorial combat should be reintroduced in entertainment. There we go. Gladiators should be brought back. Next pitch, but what about the death penalty? Obviously, we're gonna have the death penalty. What else would we use guillotines for? Cutting fruit? Okay, so picture this. You're out at the circus, right? You accidentally see one of the clowns get killed by an elephant. You're with your son. Now he's thirsty for blood, and he wants to see more people die. Where are you gonna take him? Nowhere, because being a gladiator has been outlawed. But now, it could not be. He could simply be nice to your son. Or my son, or I could be nice to my son and not, or take him to therapy and have him not learn that killing people is interesting. Doesn't matter at this point. What I'm trying to say here, more than anything else, is that basically, I like blood sports. I want to see people die on TV for real. And the news network is not interesting anymore. So, what say we do it? What say we make a deal here? Bye, Geef Mr. L. Hope you have a nice day. Almost said welcome to the stream. Maybe I should be putting the guillotine. I'm clearly losing my mind. That's some fine H2O. But yeah, you know, strap some guys with some swords, some of those like weird leather kilts. Do you ever want to fight an elephant, a really muscular man? Now with a brand new Gladiator Combat Arena 2000s. I was kind of worried that that would be a real quote. Like that would be a real problem I have to deal with. When I said that, I actually meant it. Of course not as a blood sport, but more like how modern wrestling is, just a spectacle. See, I could see that. Like, I still think that it would be cool if we had a more widespread, like, kendo or fencing sort of sport. Just some kind of weapons-based martial art where we use, like, blunt versions of the weapons and they just kind of go to town with them. You know? Kind of like MMA, but with weapons. And they're all blunt. That's my pitch for a show. But yeah, not as a blood sport. I can see what you mean. There's a lot to gladiator stuff, you know? You got like cool fights, tournament arcs, sometimes there's a lion involved. Much like any good zoo. But I don't know. There's a... I guess it's the logistics of people being like, man, I don't want to be beaten to death with a giant wooden stick. Or something like that. But they are a little too scared, in my book. Why don't they want that? Why does anyone not want that? Granted, I don't want to be beaten to death with a wooden stick. I don't want to be beaten to death with any stick. And yet, feel as though that is in my future if I keep failing. Maybe my boss will just send me to the gladiator pit. Maybe that's just life. Maybe it'll be like The Running Man. You know that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger that's actually pretty good? Granted, a lot of his movies are pretty good at least, but I like that one in particular. Because there's the whole, like, The Running Man thing where you run and, like, if you live, you get freedom or something, and then if you don't, you die, and that's pretty fucked. But it happens. Anywho. So, like, when you really think about it, gladiators are like the epitome of sport. That's why the Greeks did it. That's why that was like their favorite thing. Was because, you know, they need it. I saw a video where people were fighting in full-on knight armor, and stupid legal reasons the weapons were blunt. Well, they kind of have to be, yeah. Because when you get down to it, if we're using cutting weapons, they would absolutely hurt somebody. And that's an issue. Yeah, but yeah, gladiator stuff. That's what should happen there. Granted, I think gladiator stuff would be kind of cool. Especially if you could bring in different weapons, so it's like a, oh, well, he uses a sword, but he uses a spear, who will win, sort of thing. I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, next prompt. How about this? The boyfriend experience, but your boyfriend sucks. Alright, so like, hey babe, 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 babe. I can't pay my portion of the rent this month. I hired a hooker. No, wait, I didn't hire her to sleep with her. I hired her to clean my car, and we happened to sleep together. And they don't use actual sharp weapons in the Olympic fencing, for example. I'm aware. Yeah, that's why I'm saying we need, like, an official sport that's, like, blunt weapons, as opposed to just, like, using your fists and stuff. It's just kind of cool to think about, you know? But yeah, babe, I was just explaining why gladiators should be a thing again. Babe, are you listening to me? Babe, my favorite sports team of all time, the Liverpool Wankers, is in town. I need to go see them play, I don't know, cricket? What do English people play? Doesn't matter. Babe, stop please saying dumbass things. You're not even making any sense. I'm fucking invincible. You see, Jack, this is the power of cancel culture. Da 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 da. It's just a good song. It's fine. It remains in my head and it does good things to my brain. Usually. What I'm trying to get across here is the fact, babe, that maybe I cheated on you, but you don't get to determine who I sleep with, alright? My body, my choice, and I've got you right where I want you. And yes, these are all quotes I'm getting from Am I the Asshole? And if you're out there and you say these things unironically, get help. Try to be a better person. Oh yeah. How about an ASMR thoughts on like Starfield thing? Or wait, hold on. Yeah. Babe, you have to understand they didn't have a lifeguard at their beach. And there might have been a shark in the bathtub. You don't get it. There might be a shark in the bathtub. And then imagine if they actually did go to the bathtub and there was like a great white sitting in it, and then his story was corroborated and she forgave him. Granted, she shouldn't, but she might. Let's see, what's the next prompt on the list? What should work for this? I wrote down a few ideas. Alright, so like, how about a review of Starfield? Honestly, I kind of thought the game was gonna be Garfield, so I really prepared for that and studied up on the lore of it. But unfortunately, it wasn't that way. It was a game made by the people who made Skyrim. That's right. Horses in space. You can't ride a horse, but it's horses in space. And the horses are still predators. The big problem I find here is the fact that I don't understand it. Also, I don't like the glitches or the lack of the ability to fly onto a planet normally. It's in No Man's Sky, why can't it be here? That's all I'm saying there. And yeah, sure, I can get a lot of money, but what is there to spend it on? Ship upgrades? Actually, yes, that is actually, okay, never mind, I should stop saying that. Babe, do you know that Vaporeon is the most compatible Pokemon for humans? Totally, dude. I use my Vaporeon all the time, and then she leaves even faster. Like, my girlfriend, she just, like, sprints out the door. I'm talking, like, world record fast. She's like the Usain Bolt of getting the fuck out of here. She's really good at it. But yeah, you can also only romance like 4 people, and I would have liked more, but I can see why they didn't, because that would be kind of nuts, right? Now, you can also own a house in Starfield, which is clearly playing up to the fantasy of people nowadays of owning a house. And I'm not sure if I appreciate that level of pandering. I feel like it's a little mean even, perhaps, because, shut up. And then you tackle her into the ground. Yeah, you just Batista bomb her out of nowhere. Just destroy her spine and any chance she ever had at eating food normally again. Because I'm a terrible boyfriend. That's what the ASMR roleplay is now. See, people don't like to get realistic with it. They'll always have the boyfriend experience, but nothing's wrong. It's a human. Of course something's gonna be wrong. Not even androids are perfect. And I'm like the best thing since canned bread. I'm getting a little too heated here, a little too loud for our ASMR session. Hope those mouth noises cleared up the confusion. Well, anyway, what I'm trying to get across here, ultimately, is that Starfield is a game that has a little something for everyone. Too much water, but just the right amount of gun. Yep. I give Starfield an 11.5 out of 2. No, it's because you didn't understand how important Vaporeon is to the relationship. It's completely her fault. Yeah, I agree. She stood between Vaporeon and me. She knew what would happen. She knew what I used Vaporeon for. She can't be allowed to live. That'd be crazy. Insane, even. Honestly, it's weird that I even let her live that long. Yeah, anyway. Next prompt. Arlie explains near automata. Alright, so like there's this girl, right? And her name is 2B, and that's a reference to the classical play Macbeth, which has a B in the title. And basically, which also starts with B, she has to go kill all the robots, and she has a little guy to help kill all the robots. It's a Bethesda game, so I expect jank. Basically, yeah, cloudy with a chance of jank. Though I haven't had that much jank personally, so I'll put that one out there. But yeah. So anyways, so this girl 2B and her little friend named Nines, which then makes her name Tube by comparison, you know? Basically, they go out and kill all the robots. Her name is To Be Continued. Yeah, because there are a lot of cliffhangers in the game. A lot of chapter endings that just wind up being all like, oh, what's happening next? And then the credits roll, and you get that song about the weight of the world or something. And being just a girl. Stuff like that. So anyways, you kill all the robots, including these two guys who were brothers, but they were roommates, if you catch my drift. Or like Alabama siblings. Not to be confused with Cletus and Cletus. They're from England. Anyway, so they die, and then they have to deal with the rest of the machines, which apparently are actually way stronger than we thought, and they kill most of us. But then I, as the main character, get killed by a different girl who takes my memories and then cuts her hair for some reason. And then, so like the other guy, Nines, sees that happen and he's not happy. So he goes to kill the other girl a lot, and he keeps failing. And he's also slowly going insane at the fact of stuff. And then the other girl learns the true meaning of Christmas and decides to help everybody. At least she did when I played. I could have killed Pascal, but I didn't have to. Twice. Twice I could have done it. It's all about only doing what's necessary, doing the bare minimum. Then one of 2B's tier 3 subs rips their arm out, then attaches it to him so he shall forever feel a woman's touch. Basically, yeah. But does that mean he's always nutting at a woman's touch? Like, in theory, I don't know. What's also funny is that he kept the glove on afterwards. I think that was kind of an interesting little gag. Didn't peel it off or anything. Just kept up the little girl arm. Also, why were there so many of her in that bunker? That's a very good question, and not one I have the answer to. I don't understand it at all. Also, who were the red girls? They were, the embodiment of the machines. That's why he's wearing that glove, bro. That's fair. You know, that's a real fact right there. That's true. And like, so the other girl races into the tower as well when she finds all like the dead twin girls, and then she goes to fight the dude, but he's got a plan that he's gonna like switch back and forth between the final boss with her, and it's kind of jarring, but then you get used to it, and like, it was kind of cool. I thought it was cool, at least. And then he was super pissed at her, and then depends on the ending, but basically you can delete everybody's save files, which is a lot of fun because I like causing misery to other people. Now, disregard the fact that I ignored that particular mechanic for virtually the entire thing, but I like to think that the way I did it was the better way, because I did it the way I wanted to. Anyway. Ah, man. That's Nier Automata. Oh, also, there are a few different endings to the game where you, like, blow everything up. And, there's also not. Then there's also, like, a few related to killing Pascal or whatever. And then there's one where if you're like me, you accidentally wander off. There's a few like that, where if you wander off from the main story at critical points, you just kind of lose, which is what I do constantly. Also, if you accidentally die before the start of the game, you get another secret ending. And if you remove your OS chip, which is what your computer needs to operate, then you also die, which makes sense, but not like the most, because I don't know how computers work. This might be an Android myself. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I have been Arrowhead, your favorite VTuber Android. This is a really weird ASMR prompt for me doing my next schedule thing. My next stream will be tomorrow, where I'm playing Armored Core 6 still, and I'm going through my first playthrough. Somehow, still not done with that game. Maybe I'm just not doing long enough streams. Maybe I'm just the problem here. Doesn't really matter. Regardless, I have been Arrowhead, your favorite VTuber Android, and I will see you all next time. Have a lovely morning, day, or evening. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed. And goodbye for now. Actually, wait. I want to make sure this hits an hour. And I think it has, but I don't know. So, huh. Kind of thought I did already. Anyways, yeah, Armored Core. Armored Core is pretty good. I like Armored Core. Also, take care, Firewall. You too. Yep, it's been an hour. Anyway, tomorrow's Armored Core. Have fun. Goodbye for now.